advice from your doctor or medical professional before participating in any activities offered by Chronically Awesome. Never rely on our content in place of seeking professional medical advice. By using this video, you agree that you are voluntarily using or acting upon our content. You also agree that, save where Chronically Awesome is at fault, your use of or acting upon the content is at your own risk, including, but not limited to, all risk to yourself of harm, injury or illness, and in particular any harm, injury or illness resulting from overexertion or exacerbation of any medical conditions caused by the use of the content. Always remember that, if you experience pain while using or acting upon our content, stop and consult your doctor or medical professional. Always warm up before a class and warm down after. You do not need to complete an entire class. You can always start with a short section and build up to completing a full class over time. Pace yourself and listen to your body. Most of all, have fun. Exercise should be empowering and make you feel good. If it's not fun, try a different style of class until you find something you enjoy.
So coming to a comfortable seated position on the mat, I'm just having my legs crossed. You can have your legs out in your long frog position. And if you can't maintain a neutral spine and pelvis, then sitting on a block or a book just to help get that nice alignment. So we're going to start off with some floating arms, just get the shoulders a little bit mobilized, but just taking a moment to get a nice steady breath and becoming aware of the body weight stacked on top of each other, so our head on top of our rib cage on top of our pelvis, keeping a nice even weight through our seat bones. So let's just bring the arms out to the side. We're going to breathe in as we float them up towards the ceiling and exhaling, coming all the way back down again. Breathing in and exhaling. Breathing in and exhaling. So while we're doing this, we want to keep the arms slightly in our peripheral vision and being aware of the connection of the deep abdominals and the pelvic floor throughout. Good. Let's just do a few more of these. Breathing in and floating the arms down. And we're just going to take our right arm, we're just going to start to twist ourselves over. So taking your right arm, just placing it on your left knee and just doing a very gentle twist. So really thinking length in that spine. Just holding here for a couple of breaths. On each out breath, you might just be able to get a little bit more rotation, but as long as you're not forcing it. And then just bringing your arms back to center where we'll go over to the other side. So left hand now on right knee. Keeping upright, just taking a few breaths here. And again, maybe just going a little bit further on your exhale. But a nice even weight through those seat bones. And releasing, bringing yourself back to center. So we're going to come into some side flexion. I'm going to bring my right leg forward and my left leg behind me. Now, if this doesn't feel terribly comfortable to sit on, you can just have your legs out in front in your long frog position. Otherwise, you can have the left leg coming back and the right leg forward. And if you need to sit on a block or a cushion just to keep your seat bones level. But bringing those arms back down by the side, still keeping upright length and energy through that spine. We're going to take a breath in, lifting that left arm to the side of our head. And then bending our right elbow, we're just going to allow ourselves to flex over. Breathing in. And then restacking that spine, lowering the hand, and then going over to the other side. So this time we're lifting our right, bending the other elbow and flexing over. Breathing in, restacking and lowering. So just going to do one more to each side and then we're going to cross the legs over. So we're engaging from that center. So when we're flexing over, we're thinking head, neck, upper spine. Restacking and lowering that arm. Good. Carefully just switching the legs over. So now the left leg is in front. If you are having your legs in your long frog position, you don't need to switch. You just carry on with your side flexions. So We'll start with this side now, so I'm going to start with my right arm, breathing in, and then just letting that left elbow bend. Breath, restacking. Other side. Head, neck, upper spine. Breathing in, restacking. Let's just do one more. So even though we're flexing over, we're still trying to maintain length in the waist. We're not just collapsing over. Good. And once you've done an even amount, just roll those shoulders. Let's bring those legs back to the front again. So we're going to come into our spine stretch forward. So we're going to have the legs out in front of us, slightly flexed feet. We're sitting upright, and we want the legs to be a little bit wider than our hips. And let's bring those arms forward, so palms are facing down. I'll come to my side just so you can see me a little bit better in my spine. So keeping those shoulders relaxed, palms facing down, elbows lower than shoulders. Softly flexed feet, sitting upright and tall. Let's take a breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to tuck that chin, scoop the belly, and start to draw ourselves all the way forward. And then you could just grab your ankles, grab your feet. Do a little bit of pointing and flexing. Breathe in, and then on your next exhale, you're going to restack that spine, bone by bone by bone, coming back up. So we're going to do 2 more of these. Breath in, breath out, so we tuck that chin first. Thinking breastbone coming forward, so we're not moving in the hips. And then if you want to, you can just pull yourself a little bit further, but we're still really scooping in that belly, really thinking about our belly button being pushed into the back of the spine. And then let's just restack. Bringing our ribs back over our hips. Let's just do 1 more. Breath in, breath out. So thinking breastbone coming forward. Reaching. Maintain. Scooping that belly, restacking. Bone by bone by bone. Back to the starting position. So we're going to come into our C curve and then our roll back. So let's bring the feet about hip width apart, feet down on the mat, the knees are bent, we're still sitting upright, the shoulders are relaxed down the back. Let's bring those arms forward. Same as before, palms are facing down and elbows slightly lower than our shoulders. Just looking ahead. With the C curve, we tuck our chin and we roll off our seat bones. So if you're seeing, my spine is now making a C, but my shoulders are still in line with my hips. So we maintain, we're scooping in that belly, and then we're sitting back up. So we're going to go through a few more of these. Breath in as you come into the C curve. And then exhaling. So breathing in, tucking and scooping at that belly, rolling off. And restacking. Going to keep going. If all your arms feel fatigued, you can always bring them behind the knees. Just keeping the elbows nice and wide. So really thinking about pushing that belly button to the back of the spine. We still have a little connection in that pelvic floor. Good. So let's just do 2 more of these, breathing in. Last one. And you're going to hold this last one, because as you exhale, you're going to start to engage those abdominals more and start to roll back. And as you do, the palms start to lower with you. So at all times, the elbows stay lower. Maintain this position, and then exhaling, coming all the way forward and back up onto your seat bones. So let's go again. Breath in, C curve. And then exhale, start to lower yourself down bone by bone, really using your abdominal control, going as far as you feel happy. Just make sure you're lowering those arms with you, not keeping them up here. And then restacking back up. Breathing in. So engaging. And coming back up. Let's do 2 more. So breathing in, C curve. exhaling. Maintain, breathe in. And exhaling. Coming all the way back up. And on the next one, C curve, roll back. Can you lower yourself all the way to the mat? And then once you get to the bottom, reaching those arms up, stretching out those legs and just giving yourself a real big stretch. Breath in, breath out, arms come down, where you're going to bend those knees. Head cushion behind your head if you need one today. Just taking a very quick moment to just make sure we have that nice alignment in our relaxation position. So the back of the head, the back of the rib cage and the back of the pelvis. The natural curves of the spine. And hopefully you've got that little pocket of air between the mat and the lumbar spine. So we're going to come straight into our spine curls. So breath in. As you exhale, we're going to tuck that tailbone, flatten that lower spine into the mat, push through the feet, open the hips and come up into our spine curl, relaxing that rib cage down. A little breath in at the top and exhale, coming back down, sequential movement, bone by bone by bone through the center, keeping your tailbone tucked for as long as possible. Other side, not other side, we're going to go again, sorry. So keep going, exhaling, even weight through those feet, really opening up those hips and relaxing those ribs down. And then lowering on your exhale. Good, keep going. So breath in, breath out, spine curl. Through the center line, feeling those knees almost lengthening away. Full breath in at the top and then exhale coming down. Keeping the chest nice and open. Good. On the next one we're going to add some arms. So come into your spine curl first. And just maintaining this position for a moment. Keeping that pelvis level. We're going to breathe in, reach those arms up over chest and draw them all the way back. Just hold them here. Lower the spine back down, bone by bone, keeping that tailbone tucked for as long as possible. And then once that tailbone is grounded again, the arms can reach back over chest and come down. So let's go again. Breath in, breath out. Breathing in, reach, and drawing them all the way behind you. Lower the spine back down, bone by bone by bone. And then the arms will follow. Good, one more like that. Breath in, breath out. Still keep pushing down that big toe, little toe, center of the heel. Reaching those arms, lowering the spine, and drawing the arms back down. We're going to do one more set of spine curls, and this time we're going to add arm circles. So same as before, we come up into our spine curl, relaxing those ribs down, reaching those arms up all the way overhead, and then bringing them out to the side as you start to lower that spine down. The palms will turn. So once we find that neutral, the arm is back at our hip. So let's go again. Let's tuck the tailbone, reach the arms up, lift the spine up off the mat. And then as we reach, turn into a T shape. We're going to start to lower that spine back down with control and float back up again. Let's just do one more of these. So lower the spine, arms come out to the side, turning the palms, and then you can just relax back down onto the mat. Let's just bring those knees in towards the body and just give yourself a little rock, release that lower back. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in and breathe out. Good. We're going to place the feet back down again, lengthen both legs out, having them a little bit wider than hips. We're going to reach those arms overhead and then come up. So we're going to tuck the chin, draw ourselves all the way forward and just spine stretch forward over your hips, breathing in, breathing out. And then restacking. Good. We're going to come onto all fours now. So carefully coming into An all four position. So we want knees underneath our hips and we want wrists underneath our shoulders, spreading those fingers out, a nice base of support. Neutral spine and pelvis, so a little engagement in that tummy to avoid collapsing in the middle. So we're going to go into our cat, followed by our extended cat. Hopefully you're familiar with this one from the last video. But let's take a breath in. As we exhale, we're rolling that pelvis, scooping the belly, opening the lower back, opening the mid back, coming into our full flexion. Looking between your legs once you're here. Say yes, say no. Let that neck be free. And then exhaling, we're going to leave from both ends, from head to tail. Come back to that starting position and then come into extension. So just sticking the bum out just a little bit. Don't go too far. And then settling back in the center. So 2 more like this. Breath in, breath out. Scoop the belly. Roll that pelvis. Open the lower back. Open the mid back. Say yes, say no. Breath in. And then leading from both ends. Where we're going to go past, straight into some extension. And then settling back to the middle. Good. 1 more. At any point you need to rest off the wrists, please do. But we're going to roll that pelvis, scoop the belly, open the lower back, open the mid back. Nice spinal flexion. Say yes, say no. Breath in. And then exhaling, going past that center line. And coming into your extension. Breath in. And release back to your 4-point kneeling. Just bringing yourselves into a very quick rest position. Just reaching those arms out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. We're going to come into our 4-point kneeling position again. And we're going to modify our tabletop with a bit of spinal flexion as well. So let's take our left leg and lengthen it away first. Let me just come forward a bit. So find that stability and you're going to lift that leg. But then you're going to draw it in. We're going to start to tuck the chin and draw the knee towards our nose. So we're getting our cat flexion and adding the challenge by bringing that knee in and then lengthening it back to that starting position. Lower it down. Draw the leg back in. Let's go to the other side. So let's lengthen that right leg. Lift. And then draw towards our nose. Breathe in here. Exhaling, sending that leg away. Make sure you're not overarching in the spine, trying to keep our pelvis as stable as possible. So let's exhale. Inhale. Exhaling. Breathe in, exhaling, reaching that leg away, lowering, drawing it back in, other side. So breathe in, help with that stability, and then drawing that in, releasing all that air. Hold, extend it back away, really lengthening, still engaging those abdominals, lowering it back down. So we can add even more of a challenge now. So we can come now into our tabletop 2. So lengthen leg and opposite arm, engaging those abdominals. And then as you're drawing that knee in, you're going to be pulling your fist back, almost like we're doing a running man. Really, really working and switching on that stability. Reach both arm and leg away, lower it down, draw it back in. Other side, lengthen that leg. Breathe in, reach arm and leg away from the body. And then make a fist, pulling that knee in towards your nose, bringing that elbow back, really engaging that stability, pulling back away, lowering, coming back in. Let's do 1 more to each side. So we're exhaling, inhaling, get that stability first. Then as you exhale, you're going to pull the arm back, draw the knee in, extend back away, lower, knee back in. Other side, last one, even on both sides. Breath in, lengthen arm and leg, making a fist, drawing that knee in towards the body. Breathe in, exhaling, reach back, lower arm, lower leg. And then just opening those knees and sitting back, really opening up those sit bones, coming into a nice child's position. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Then taking your left hand, opening it out to the left, taking your right, placing it on top, and just start to get a nice little stretch here. Coming back to center and going the other side. So placing your left hand now on top of the right. Just feeling that stretch, particularly in the left shoulder. It's very strengthening, 4-point kneeling in the shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Coming back to center, taking one more breath, really breathing low down into your pelvic floor. And then bending those elbows, start to restack your spine back up. Bone by bone by bone, into a seated position. So coming back onto our seat bones, sitting nice and upright, we're going to have the legs straight out in front of us, slightly flexed feet, and we're going to have the arms out to the side. Now we're going to rotate to the left, and as we do, I want you to start to think about your right little finger and driving it forward towards your left foot. And as you do that, the left arm is coming behind us. So we're flexing the spine and we're pulsing to see if we can get that flexion a little bit stronger. Recurl, stack that spine and come over to the other side. So we're rotating, we're pulling the right arm, we're lowering the thumb down and we're reaching towards our little toe. So we're going pulse, pulse, pulse. Breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, and exhaling. With each breath, can you go a little bit further? Try not to get too much movement in your seat bones. We don't want them to be lifting. So restack, bringing the arms. Good, let's just do one more. Make sure you're even to both sides. It's a strong rotation. Restack. And lower those arms down. Good. Let's just bring those feet in. Just start to lower your spine forward. Just give yourself a quick little hug. And then having the legs any way that you want, you can just let the spine completely flex forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Restack. Bring those heels together, and then we're just going to open, let that chest lift, that breastbone shine, just come into a little extension if that feels okay. And then just relaxing back down into the mat, arms down by the side. Good, let's place our hands on top. Let's just roll those shoulders a couple of times. You can come in a sit crossed leg position if that feels better. Other side. Good. Let's place our left hand down. I want you to reach your right arm. You're going to just take the side of your head and just gently pull it over, just for a very gentle little neck stretch. And then release that hand, let that head come, lower that arm down, other side. So we're reaching, placing our hand, just giving it a little pull over. Breathe in, breathe out. Restack, lower the arm back down. Let's just do one more, floating arms and lower. Breathing in and lower. Last one, breathing in, hands into prayer, drawing them down, thumbs into our chest. One more breath. And